Untouchables to part company with me. And he had to do something egregious, Brother Andrew, because he's worth a lot of money. Adidas said that we're probably going to lose $250 million this quarter. This quarter, not the year. For the quarter, they said they're probably going to lose $250 million off of Yeezys.
Wow.
If you losing $250 million for a quarter, that means the Yeezy is bringing in $1 billion a year globally. So I think Kanye wanted out them contracts. And I think he knew the only way he could get out the contracts was to embarrass and anger the Untouchables so much that they will let him go free. And that's exactly what they're doing. This is what he wanted. I am not convinced that he's for black people because he's never done.
Mm-mm-mm. Okay, y'all thought it was gonna be like the actual purge. Nah, this is just a little mini purge for Negroes and niggas who want to talk shit about Dr. Umar. They got the chance to do it now because on that clip that you just saw, on that clip you just saw was me interviewing Umar for the second time in a row. That to me in the Umar sector is going to go down in history. In history. So this is just a little mini, this little mini something. This is a one time deal. That's all it is. But I will be at the actual purge in what's today? Today's the 24th. So in 3 days I will be at the purge. 3 days I will definitely be at the purge and I will be chilling. Oh, let me close this door. So, but like I said, I will definitely be stopping by at the purge. Oh yes, I'm definitely going to get ready for the purge. I'm definitely going to get ready for the purge. I'm definitely going to get ready for whatever comes to it. All right, hold on for 1 second. All right, I had to open the door for my loved ones. But anyway, now this is anybody want to come up and chop it up with your boy. Anybody want to come and chop it up and talk shit? They can get it all out your system for the 2024. I am going to put the link in the chat box. If anybody want to come up and chop it up with your boy, this is it. This is it. This is it. Now, of course, going into 2025, people are going to have issues with, going to have their own issues, going to start, still talk they shit about Dr. Umar, but it is what it is. Dr. Umar is not everybody's cup of tea, but it was whatever, was whatever. But if you're gonna tell a story, tell the whole goddamn story. Don't leave nothing out. Don't leave nothing out. Don't. Everybody likes talking about the stripper. Okay. Everybody likes talking about Sarah Seti with the feds. Everybody likes talking about the deal with him in Japan and how he was getting bubble baths in Japan, but nothing remotely serious. We don't want to talk about the kids. We don't want to talk about who he's helped and how he has helped other people. Hey, Venus, how you doing? Welcome, 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 welcome. We don't want to get into the actual shit. We just like a feel good moment, right? But like I said, the link is in the description for any Negro who has any issue. I'm here. I'm here for a couple of hours. But I'm resting up for the actual purge. It's going to happen on the 27th all to the 29th. Shouts out to Auntie. Auntie's the 4th annual purge. I believe I don't know when it starts. I got to check when it starts. But I'm sure people are going to go out for that. I would definitely be supporting that. If y'all want to go out to y'all going to be there at Auntie's purge, please, please, please subscribe to Auntie. And we get this popping. Everybody's going to be there. The black sector, T sector, Mo 3 sector, beef sector 3, all the sector, even the Umar sector, all the sectors are going to be there. So get out there and pop off. Meanwhile, between while, this is just this is some cornball shit. So this is some little mini shit. But of course, I got people from left and right. Where's the school? Where's the school? I'm like, you know where the fucking school is. Stop playing. You just haven't donated to the school. You know where the school is because you've been there before. You've been there outside of the school vandalizing shit. That's what you do. You go outside and you start vandalizing. You start, saying that there's shit all over the sidewalks, trash all over the sidewalks, homeless people sleeping on the steps. It's like we can't have anything. I'm just gonna be straight real. We can't have anything. So if anybody wants to hit the link, they can. Talk your shit. Talk your shit. I'm here. I am here. You know that clip that I played earlier? Let me play it again. Let me go ahead and play that shit again. Remember this clip?
Thing for us. He's very schizophrenic in his political outlook. 1 minute he's talking about, I gotta protect my people. The next minute you're talking about you're a Donald Trump supporter. 1 minute you're talking about the untouchables has robbed every rap you think of. The next minute you're running around trying to help his husband, a white man, start a social media company. You're talking about how Kim won't let you see your black children. The next minute you're running around on another date with another nobody. So he's very, very politically. I don't care black people. I really think he did this because he knew it. Again, I think he wanted out. I think Kanye wants to become totally independent. And then when he is, maybe he will start doing something for black people. But I'm not convinced. He's still in love with white girls. He's still in love with Kim. I mean, you're helping Candace Owens' white husband start a social media company. You got all these young black men, black women out here who you could help do that, but you're going to help a white person do it. I think Kanye's in love with white folks. That's what I think.
But white lives matter, Dr. Umar. White lives matter.
That was ridiculous. That was an insult. Hanging out with Candace Owens. There's no way you're going to convince me you're serious about helping black people and you're hanging out with Candace Owens. She is the top coon, female negress of the community right now.
The female negress. But yeah, I'm just here chilling. Because guess what? I just saw a meme from the great Doc himself. And remember when I said that he's about to be finished with the project? Something had told me, and I don't know if this is true or not, people can fact check me on it, that he has gotten the certificate of occupancy. Although if I were him, I wouldn't say shit. I wouldn't say anything. You know why? Because people are that damn cruel. They are that damn negative. They just are. If he were to come out right now and said the school would open, then it would be an issue anyway. This is We-On-Loc Nation. Who the hell is there?
Hey, what's up, man? How's it going? How's it going, brother? you know my voice, right?
Who? No, I don't.
Okay, I'm just a rogue individual, so to speak. But anyway, like, what do you mean when you say, what was it? I think you said that it's something to do with the sector. Oh yeah, you said this purge. Like, is it digital? Is it? I caught in at the tail end of what you were saying.
Are you talking about mine, or are you talking about another person's?
Yeah, well, you were talking about. You said the purge. You said the beef sector is going to be there. The Umar. At first, I thought.
A friend of mine, Auntie, is hosting his fourth annual purge, which means everybody in the sector is going to be there, and they, sectors don't even like each other, so this will be the time to go on and lash out, roast, do whatever's on your mind. Y'all do that, and that's what they're going to do. Since this is the fourth annual. First, the only thing we can't do, and I totally agree with it, is dox or talk about somebody's uh, children. Other than that, you can. It's a free for all. Anybody can talk about anything they want.
And what date is that gonna be? Like
It's on the 27th.
the 27th. Okay. And that's gonna be whose channel or
Ant. It's
and
ANT and then the capital T.
ANT and then the capital what? ANT and the capital E.
T as in Terminator. Yep.
Oh, ANTE.
Uh
I
huh.
see. Okay.
Right.
27th. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You said the
I'll
Uma.
definitely go out there and definitely go out there and check them out. Um, it's gonna be on. It's gonna be on and popping. I think. Hopefully, y'all will be
Mm.
there. I will definitely be there.
Yeah, you were talking about the Umar sector, but I mean it's really only Lenin at this point. Everybody else done like moved on. I recorded some information with, recognized game a couple weeks ago, but we're just t- monologuing about the same shit. But
Mm.
yeah, it's like it's Lenin. Lenin is still. I mean, he's online just like you are right now. Again,
Recognized game. Is that tall brother that owns like a food truck or something?
he's the corny pseudo businessman. Yeah, him being being, neutral and yeah, light skinned dude. Corey.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I totally forgot about him. How that brother doing?
Yeah, he's like the combination between Cory Booker and Candace's boyfriend. I mean, Candace's brother on Have and Have Nots. Yeah, I don't know. He
Oh,
just left. Man. He just left.
oh Jesus, not Cory Booker. Yeah,
Oh,
now that you mentioned
Benny.
the name, yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember others
Yeah,
too. Lennon is like one of the main people who will not stop talking about this man. I just don't know what this. Just the stalking alone is just weird to me. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I've got on Uma, but I've gotten on Lennon too. I mean, it's that it's. I mean, this is the. I said it's on Monty Woodgrain's channel in front of a lot of people. This is the same dude that will say "Beat It" is some type of um, hidden agenda for masturbating and um, someone sitting on a child sitting on an adult's lap in a baseball game is suspect. But he doesn't think all this negativity and obsession is kind of non-productive or maybe planting the seeds of negativity into the greater populace. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's odd. Yeah. So
This
whoever thought he
19,
would have.
19 years is just suspect to me. I mean, very suspect. Not only suspect, it's I don't even know what to call it. I mean, people usually, get in trouble for that. But Umar's not even thinking about him at this point. But Lennon is. So the last little I haven't heard from him as of late is mainly because I've been getting on him about, pause. I've been getting on him about going online and spreading all these rumors. And he just will not stop doing it. And I know why he will not stop doing it. He needs the money. He needs the money. He's broke and he's forever, spreading lies and rumors, and on top of that, getting his little henchmen over there on the what you call it, the AFW sector. I haven't been in the Umar sector in a while. It's been a couple
And
years. I don't know
I mean,
what's going on.
and it's so obsessive. A lot of people are starting to like, the well, people have been the whole conspiracy, globalist thing that he's working with Umar and I mean, hey, I mean, if you look at, for example, Facebook, it has a thing called Umar Johnson is a scammer, even though the policy says you can't target individual people. I would imagine YouTube has the same thing. So it's like, I don't know how Umar isn't responding, or because it's just nothing but Umar videos. I saw a post on the colleague.
He did
Yeah,
respond. He did respond. He
I
responded
mean
that.
respond legally. I mean, you know what I mean, legally, some type of
Again,
legalese stuff. Yeah.
you know what? You're right, and I did remind him of that. But the fact that he is so focused on getting the school open I was like, I understand it, but at this point in time, it's like he's getting a little too personal to me. I mean, talk about him all you want, but you going after his grandfather, his father, his mother, his brothers, and I'm sure he's talked about his kids a couple of times. That's just a little bit too personal. But then again, it's the internet. So yeah, and of course, you being a little bit saucy with it, talking, telling another grown man to pull his pants up. I, I don't know. This is quite. Umar, I think, is 48. He's 48 years old. Lennon is in his 50s. And you're telling a 48-year-old man looking real deep, mind you. Think about it. Everything that he has done.
But
Everything he
here's
has,
where but here's where you flip it, and I think that when you look at the community, Umar not taking advantage, for example, of a lot of the people that he beefed with. A lot of the people in the black community, for whatever reason, they're not defending Umar, against Lenin. I'm sure some of his supporters sent, some messages to, whatever black uh, leader in social media at the time, you know, anywhere from Hassan Campbell to Irritated Genie, and no one's responding really. Either they're fed up with Umar or they think that it's just a grift, maybe, you know.
okay, if you're fed up with somebody, you know what you do? You leave them alone.
I say
That's
either that, no, 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 no. I say either, or
mm,
they might think that it's just a giant grift. They believe year after year, not telling us how much money, blah, 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 blah. You know, there's also that.
well, he has been transparent. How much transparency do you need?
Economic, not just proof of building, but proof of money, of how much money, rather than donation. Donate, we need on the books statistics, right?
Do white people do that to other white people?
Oh my God! Please don't deflect. Don't beat us around.
Well,
The,
I'm asking. I'm asking truthfully. I mean, if you, I don't remember a time where someone has someone who was black who has owned something. We get on them for how much he owes or how much he has actually done to get an organization from the ground, like your favorite pastors or whatever. I've never heard of that one before. And to get on Umar for so long about not being transparent, you ask him to be transparent. He is transparent, but he's not transparent enough. And you ask him to throw out numbers. I don't know if he has communicated y'all with that, but to me, it's more than enough. If you feel that he should get this thing up off the ground a little bit faster, then pay him the fast money or call him to help him out with something if you need something.
I mean,
Because
he's rejected.
to me, this is a little bit more than just trolling.
By who? I mean, he hasn't. You haven't said much besides, you know, beating around a comparative what if. Not a what if, but pretty much what's it called? Pretty much casting the blame into others. Basically, that's at the end of the day, he hasn't. The books haven't been cooked. You know,
So, but the thing here, you're looking for numbers. You're looking for actual numbers. What do they? What does it mean? What is the process? And even if he does show the numbers, are you going to donate more? Is that what that means? You're going to donate more, or you're just going to keep talking out of your ass? Not you, but people who you know. Are you going to keep talking, or are you just going to keep making videos about him? What
I
are we
mean,
going to do? Are we
I see
going
you
to
have
help him? Are we going to help him, or what are we going to do?
I see you have the casting on the blame, monologue. But I mean, we saw the Facebook tweet of him in 2010 saying a school will happen in 2013. Every year, it'd be one thing if you just kept it mysterious like he already does. Umar, will say that the school will open the next year and the next year. You know,
Did you
so
say
he
2013?
can't be. Yeah, he said 2013, 15, 17, different dates. He can't be
Where did you get
definitively.
2013 from?
What'd you say?
Where'd you get 2013 from?
It was a tweet, uh, not tweet, Facebook message, right? Umar's, you can't be sure every year or every other year, because then what the heck are the numbers that you're looking at? If you're sure this year and that year, this year is going to open up 22, that he'd been better off just not saying a damn thing as to what year it opened, rather than it's going to open this year and that year. That's where he.
So you do realize that he hasn't collected funds since 2014. That's when he started collecting funds for the school.
But the Facebook message in 2010 said it will open in 2013. So he's
2010.
been collecting.
So you're saying that he selected a school already?
Selected. No, he still raised money for the school, irrelevant of obviously.
What school? I'm asking you. What school did he select? Shout out to One Community. What is up, One Community? Oh, the black in the motherfucking building. All right, go ahead.
The school is just an idea, obviously, before when he purchased the building in 2019. So there's no selection. It's just the theory of the school. In order to buy one, we saw him in different locations. St. Louis, obviously, before Delaware. So.
Well, it was, I mean, before Delaware, it was Atlanta. Before Atlanta, it was actually, I'm sorry, it was Detroit. Then it was Atlanta, and then Millsville, I think it was Millsville somewhere around there. But point is, you are he's talked about having a school, yes, but he's been collecting funds since 2014, and all these rumors surfaced due to one and many that he's been collecting funds since 2010, which absolutely makes no sense.
Well, but he said that the school would open, that the school,
What school? You keep going back. You keep going back to the school would open. There has been a Facebook message. If you can provide that Facebook message, we can analyze it and we can look at it. But I'm going by what you stated.
No, it literally says your son will, and yes, your kids will pay to attend, and we hope it will open in 2013. It's literally what the message says. It's been on at least a half dozen, well, 6 dozen Lennon Honor lives. It's pretty much
Lennon Honor. Yes, Lennon Honor.
It's pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Same
yeah,
person.
It's pretty much clear information.
Mm-hmm. Same person. You're talking about a stalker The
Okay.
same source that says that he collected funds since 2010. Then he switches up his story and says 2012, then 2013, then on and on and on he goes.
Okay, but we don't know how much money. You keep beating around the money. You keep giving me a flat earther or a Nubian type beating around the bush, but not asking what those figures are. Okay, you'll beat
I
around the
mean,
whole
I
Milky
don't
Way
know.
galaxy.
Why don't you go ask him? He
You know what
since he
he'll say.
since he knows since he knows and since he has the information, the alleged information, and he watches Umar like a hawk. I am for certain that he knows better than most. Even though the team that he has, that Umar has, the people that I know, knows how much he's spending. um, yeah, that part. Versus a stranger that can't keep a job, struggling to keep a job, was begging people to get out of the hood, started his own GoFundMe, um, went from one end of the spectrum to another end, from California all the way to Utah, and Umar is a scammer.
Yeah, when you intentionally, it's called lie by omission, right? When you don't inform the people about what's happened. I mean, even since 2014, well, that's 5 years. A lot of people believe it's a little bit longer. Then you have, since 2019, he has the school, but if he's been collecting it since 2014, you know, we don't know how much money it is. It pretty much boils down to, well, trust me,
It was seven
trust the
hundred and
process.
fifty. It was a $750. He has seven.
700.
By the time it's all said and done, it was 750. Everybody knows that.
Okay, well then it's pretty much just donating more money. And why isn't he working with people in the community? Right? He is a powerful speaker. Enjoyed a
Within
powerful
that,
position.
in Wilmington, Delaware, you mean?
And hell, in all of Black America, you know.
How do you know he's not? That don't
Well,
make no sense. How do you know he's not?
I truly think Lennon Honor's dedication is because that he
It's
is in
his
it with
stalker.
Umar.
It's
He is in,
stalkery. Let's keep
he would
let's
have.
keep it a bean, brother. Let's keep it a bean. He's stalking him.
Yeah, but
Stalking.
no, but
19,
obviously.
19 years of this, and now that you said 2013, now I got to look back even further, right? Because you said 2013, but when did Lennon Honor have a video about it? I think it was 20, somewhere around 2012. So 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. It's over 10 years.
No, no, no. Lennon Honor has only really been. He's a. I mean, in 2017, he covered the whole Umar a little bit, but strangely,
2017, 2017.
I was in 2017, right?
I'm asking you. You said it. I mean,
I'm
tell
telling
me
you,
straight.
I'm
Oh,
not
oh,
asking.
so 2017. Okay, okay, okay.
No, no, no. But listen, I'm saying that he didn't make periodic videos about Umar until 2019. Ironically, when Umar bought that school that has a history of,
Hmm. Okay, so
one, or got federal funds for two
that's
schools,
still that. So you
and then,
don't. That's with all that. What you said, you don't think that's stalkerish?
well, I think it's somewhat related to that school being purchased because that's when Lennon came on the scene, right? That's when he did videos every single day.
Okay, but you said it's relate. to the purchasing of that school.
But
There are
clearly,
other,
I mean, if you look
that
at the
there's
timeline.
other schools that Umar has visited before he went to Wilmington. Before he went to Wilmington.
No, but I'm saying obviously when he purchased that school, that's when Lennon, you look at the time, same year, maybe 2.5 months, difference, when Lennon Honor made videos. I don't know what those other schools have to do with anything, but Lennon was not there talking about it, only retroactively
No,
talking
no,
about it
that's
after the
that's
Delaware
totally
deal.
that is totally
That's correct.
incorrect.
I
That
remember
is,
2019, that was the first uh, time, and I watched at least two or three of his videos around when the school was.
oh, okay. Now it's starting to resonate with me where this is going. So 2017, he starts focusing on Umar, is what you're telling me, and then
Mhm.
he and then of course is he's just focused on the one school that's in Wilmington, Delaware, which for some odd strange reason he is totally focused on that. I don't know why. Um, and he is trying to figure out how much money was uh, put into this school, which is none of his damn business. Uh, I think what you're trying to insinuate to me is that Lennon Honor is what I just said that he was, a total stalker.
I mean, we know that, but I thought you could say that I was insinuating about, them working together, or something. Yeah, but in
No,
terms of, but in terms of Lennon, no, he just commented on the whole Tariq Umar thing in 2017. Hell, the Honorable Minister Farrakhan commented on that. That was talk of the time in 17. But he didn't start the exposal process till 2 years later.
mm-hmm. Okay. So with all that being said, what would you like for him to do? What would you like for Umar to do? Because he's
Uh,
quite frankly, he's damn near done already. So he doesn't need money for the small school. He doesn't. He's gonna need money for the big school for that he wants to open up, but he's damn near done with the small school. So what do you want him to do?
how do and he's done with the small school because of you have some links to the community, or
Now, I have no links, and I just know him. I don't know him personally. I just know what I know.
you don't have no links, but you know what are you trying to tell us? Like, you telepathically
Us,
know the answer?
us,
Like, stop it. Huh?
us. You
Us,
said
that's what I said. I said, do you have links? And you said no.
Well, I mean, I know his people and his people, and quite frankly, you think that I'm going to give We-On-Loc is going to give people who listen to me, not these people in the chat. These people they're cool. I talk to Lisa every day. Lisa's mine. Uh, but other than the people that tune in to me, uh, Lennon Honor lovers, people in his camp, AFWs, and all those other people, do you actually think I'm going to leak out certain information?
Oh, now you're protecting it. Now it's no Freedom of Privacy Act or something. Now it's DEFCON 4. I mean,
But are you a donor? Because it seems like you are very dedicated to Lennon. You are very dedicated.
I literally criticized Lennon. Said the negative. I've said more on Monty Woodgrain's channel. People can attest to that. I said that
Monty Woodgrain was talk mess about Umar for a while. Then he
yeah,
quit.
but he talks shit about Lennon too. That's why I criticized him right on the channel. He
Well,
didn't stay on Umar.
whose school did he visit? He's the one that visited his school and did all that shit that he did.
Yeah, but he turned against Lennon
I
being a
can't
stopper.
call him. I can't call Monty Woodgrain a stalker because he's not. He only did
Well,
he only did videos for a whole year, and then he stopped doing it.
well, the brother is neutral because he got on Lennon's ass. We're not going to pretend like he didn't. That's how I criticized, Lennon talking about. It was like five. It was like 3 or 4 thousand people talking about, the negative imprinting and that could harm people's negative relationships. Yeah, I was right on his platform about what 3 years ago. Yeah, so, yeah.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm
And
not dedicated to Lenin, there's a difference between opposition to Umar and seeing what Lenin is doing is okay. I think that's obviously whether he's clearly being paid, but irrelevant of such. It's it seems like it could drive someone crazy, kind of like the original Fugitive back in the 50s or whatever. It's you
I
know
actually like that show. I actually like that.
yeah.
That's a pretty good show. But again, what would you like for him to do?
Umar to do I guess talk about how much money that he's raised and open it up, you know, ally with people in the community, for instance, in terms of whether it's um the Black Panthers or the Hebrew Israelites or some Pan African group. I mean, with Omar, at least what he shows, it's always him and his. It's like Saturday cartoons or something. It's always him and his drone army being the fan. Like, when is he gonna be with this Pan African organization, the Nation of Islam, the Hebrew, and when are we gonna see how much money he's raised? And basically like a community effort because the guy is Mr. Community, right? He goes to location to location. So when you're Mr. Community, but everyone is just a circumference arguing in the clouds of YouTube or Facebook, people like, it kind of gives a double yellow flag. Maybe not a red flag in of itself, but a double yellow.
So you want him to basically not only come out with how much he needs, but how much he has spent, which I don't see how relevant that is right now. Because again, he doesn't need the money for the small school, but he is asking for donations so he can get some extra stuff put in the school. I mean, he's put in money for to get the plumbing fixed and checked out. He's putting a lot of money into the vax that everybody wants to bitch and moan about, the small one and the big one. He's put in a lot of work into the wiring of that building, uh, furniture that he has purchased, the lights or not the lights, I'm sorry, the windows that he has tinted. Um, I see,
Yeah, about
I
the
see a bunch of workers come in and out of that school. So what else does he? I mean, hmm. And
but
all
is
of
he
it
showing? But
is
is he showing that? And before we talk about that, I mean, Omar, he's gotten on the church's ASS, for not being uh for pretty much pocket watching all churches, and when you also look at the fact that what else would I say? The churches, but like Black Lives Matter. I mean, even they will tell you how much money from from BLM is untrustworthy and left wing as they are, and it goes to a lot of trans organizations. So if untrustful BLM can tell you, why can't Umar? And Umar is the guy that's attacking much of the Christian faith, or at least the churches that they don't tell you how much money. But with Umar, it's like, well, rules for thee, but not for me. You know.
sorry about that. Do the pastors actually talk about the building funds?
I mean, he goes after churches. He made pastors too, but just he'll say churches in general. He
No, no,
said that one of the
I'm not talking about that. I asked, do the churches, the 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 pastors themselves, pastors, prophets, reverends, whatever you want to call them, apostles, do they ever talk about the building funds?
I mean, we're being generic as hell. Like that's the problem. Getting I'm talking about Umar, and you're reciprocating that. All the churches,
You don't
like
like to. You just like to get straight to the point. I like to get straight to the point too, but it goes in one in and out the other. It's not like you're going to do anything. It's not like you're going to do anything. It's not like you're going to help him help these children. It's not like you're going to do it.
yeah, but
So
it's like you're saying.
I like beating around the bush with people just for the simple fact that you're not a donor and you're not a helper. I don't know what you are, to be perfectly honest. So I'll just backtrack that statement. I don't know what you are. So
See,
you're the
this
one,
is how.
and remind you, you're the one coming asking me why Umar is not transparent with other than his donors. He's transparent with, but he's not
So as
transparent
soon as
with else.
as soon as I come across a logical fallacy about him in terms
You
of
call that
pocket
a lot
watching all the
of.
churches and how that's stereotyping, now you're shooting from the hip with
Wait,
your
wait, wait, wait.
vast arsenal of ad hominems. I see.
Are you a pastor? I
No,
don't
no,
do
no.
I
That's still stereotyping. I mean, I'm not trying to stereotype anyone in
no,
terms of
I
such
just
a
want
black
I just
community.
want to seriously I just want to seriously ask, are you a pastor? Are you a prophet? I just want to know because if
No, I'm
you
just
are,
not trying to stereotype.
I have to switch it up a different way.
No, I'm not. I don't.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
just not
okay.
trying to stereotype a faith or a group of people. Also, I'm just really I'm seeing
Because
this as a
I
topic.
can't, I'm not going to disrespect my pastors like that. So I
Well,
just
when
need
you're
to.
saying, well, when you're okaying Umar, pretty much saying to all churches that all the building fund and all that.
Don't they get their money from the government?
It gives a 501c3 or whatnot.
So they get their money from the government. Is that what you're saying?
Well,
Okay.
they obviously get some from people. Tithing is what they call it.
Ah, they may get it from the people, but they also get it from the government as well.
Yeah, no one's denying that. That's
Okay. Okay. All right. So.
and the way that you see the karma for Umar in terms of King Randall down in Albany, Georgia, well,
Hmm.
south from where I'm from in the A.
Yeah.
College
What
campus.
happened with what happened with that story? Everybody keeps popping
Um,
up with this King Randall stuff.
Basically, someone sent Umar was on Instagram, and and basically someone sent a very negative, pretty much all the negative things that he said. I guess that's what Umar says, a very unflattering a video. That's literally quote what he said on Instagram, and you know, some people are saying that that's retaliation for him canceling an event, with King Randall down in Albany, Georgia. Some people are saying that, or at least
Hmm.
it's some type of karma. He has canceled events. So,
I mean, he's canceled a lot of shows, but with this one, I don't know. I have to look into further detail with that.
yeah,
I,
Medgar Evans College. That's what it was.
yeah, I mean, Umar's been to so many colleges, so he missing one and missing a few. I mean, it's sad and it's tragic, but I mean, there's always others. There's always other
And
schools that.
people and people are skeptical when you say donors because Recognized Game was talking about that as well as Dita Well. They were talking about the Donors Club when Recognized
Be the
Game
real.
competing with Dita Well. So they were mentioning how, well, you need to join the Donors Club, and the Donors Club literally only has like 4 people, and no one's ever used it for like 2 years. Like, what the hell is that? You see what I'm saying? So are we to take it from your word that there really is a donors group, not just four people that haven't talked for 2 years?
Neither does it may. People still give him money for the school. And I think Dieterell also mentioned that he has lost a lot of supporters, but nevertheless, he ends up gaining more supporters. And with that being stated, I want to let me see, where is it? I want to present this to you. See if this will tickle your funny bone. Hey, Peach. Hey, Beach. I just want to tickle your funny bone a little bit. See if this means anything or not. If this means anything to you or not. Grand opening coming soon. Let's talk Numa, right?
Yeah. The one that the Frederick Douglass's alive relatives say we do not want to be associated with that ninja. Yeah, yep, that's Dr. Umar right there. And
Not
I think
only,
we all know
but
who's
he
to the
debunked
left of
all that.
Umar.
He debunked all that. Roland Martin, which Roland Martin, sabotage, tried to ambush him a little bit, but it's all good. He
Well, when
debunked all
Frederick
that.
Douglass, when Douglass's own family said that we don't want nothing to do with him, I think that's going to take precedence over what
Do you know how
Roland.
large of a family the Frederick Douglass family is?
You mean
They
how
all
big
didn't
they
want anything to do with it. That's just like my oldest cousin saying that she wanted nothing to do with me, but yet I still talk to my other family. So what are we doing? It's like like people like harking back at the past, and he just straight knocks it down and talks about his family tree a lot, and whether he's related to them or whatever have you. What does that have to do with children? What does that have to do with the school?
posting a joke video about his tweets or something. I mean, everything in his when you look at his calendar that he'll post on Instagram or Twitter, he'll always post some crazy thing like he's going to Angola or I shit you not, Saudi Arabia to post about Pan Africa. And of course that never happened. But yeah, so the guy likes to, I guess, dramatize things
So he talks about going places.
that he doesn't go to that don't make like really just
So we're focused on what places he go. First, he gets criticized for going to Japan. No, I'm sorry, China. He gets criticized for going to China.
I mean
Now
Asiatic
he's
black film, whatever.
criticized. Now he's getting criticized for not going to Angola.
No,
What the
I'm not
hell?
I'm not I'm just saying that the guy likes to dream a lot in terms of so unrealistic would dream about going to Saudi Arabia. It's like why even put anyway. It might sound like nitpicking, but coming soon can happen anytime. Basically, define soon,
Mm-hmm.
define coming.
Mm-hmm. So would it satisfy you if you went to Mongolia and spoke with the people in Mongolia? Like he's been down there everywhere.
No, I'm just using that to show you that he'll say coming soon, even though it's obviously he's done it several times in the past. But I'm just adding the fact that he'll.
I know.
He,
You know what? And he has admitted it. He has admitted it on a particular radio show. I think he has admitted that he was wrong for that, and he needs to stop putting out dates and stuff like that because it made something that he's dealing with or something that has delayed him for actually opening up the school at the date that he had set. So he has admitted that. He has admitted that he has to correct that. But again, are
But is he
you
saying that to save face? Or perhaps he knew that that was wrong all along. Like, I don't think he's just waking up out of bed and be like, this is wrong. Like the whole American Civil War thing. Like, things are more complex than
well,
him just saying,
we're
that won't.
working by doing stuff by himself for a very, very long time. It kind of it finally sets off a light bulb in your head, like I really do need some help. And finally he has some people helping him get that school up and running. And what's it called again? A certificate of occupancy, and boom, there it is.
Because people, I mean, the Brandywell, whatever school district, I mean, they haven't, I don't think it's been certified as a school as of yet. Plus, you have to, there were some people saying on YouTube, his name was Pastor something, I forgot. I think that's just part of his YouTube name, that the school was being fenced off. That was about like 2.5 months ago, 3 months ago. So, you
School is
know,
being, and you say
yeah,
he's a pastor?
yeah. Someone on YouTube. I mean, if you just Google Umar FBMG or whatever keyword you like, he'll pop up like a dude in a halfway um turban, not turban, but uh do
Is he
rag or
like,
something. I guess you could say that.
and he's bald?
No, he's not bald. That's it.
Okay,
No.
I'm thinking of some other guy. Okay, well, hmm. I definitely have to look in that one too. I will definitely have to look at that. But bottom line is this: if he were to say open up the school right now, like right now as we speak, what would make you and others change your mind about him and the seriousness that this is? What would actually change your mind?
I pretty much mentioned it. Him opening up, him
Just
showing
opening up the school. That's it.
not that, but I'm saying showing that he has community support. I mean, obviously he has a huge. He may have sullied his image a bit, but he has a lot of people who think like him. A lot of you know, he should be able to get those people, get the money, and get the support, rather than everything staying in the shadows. It's just Umar and his drone circumference in the digital cloud. Like, where's the community? I'm saying the whole Black America because he's visited everywhere in Black America. Hell, he's visited Europe. So you don't
Mm-hmm.
need to limit it to Wilmington, Delaware. That's god awfully small.
Mm, I think he's been damn near everywhere here in the United States and in overseas. He
Basically,
just
yeah.
came here to he just came here to Vegas like 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, gambling with the gold chain. Yeah, that doesn't make people so
You did,
secure when you gamble. You brought
Did
it up. You
you say
brought it up.
gambling?
You brought
Wait.
it
Did
up.
you just
You
say
shouldn't.
gambling?
Yeah, he was on the slot machine. Like, what the hell?
Gambling with his money?
Bro, I'm not gonna. Don't go recognize game on me, okay? It just doesn't give a good look when there's a long-term delay in that gambling. He's done
I
some
don't
stuff like
want
that
to
before.
recognize games, so I don't know what you're talking.
No, but you're saying his money and the school money, and you want to do an MBA business course on the. No, but yeah, gambling. That wasn't the look. But you brought up
So,
Vegas, so
oh
that's on
wow.
you.
So okay, so once again we're nitpicking, and we're
Nitpicking. This isn't nitpicking. The Saudi
this is
Arabian thing
nitpicking.
might have been nitpicking if you
This
didn't
is
look at the
straight
time. It might
nitpicking,
have been.
sir.
Vegas
So
is
he
not
goes on a
nitpicking.
slot machine. I've seen it. I've seen the trailer, sir. So he goes on the slot machine, puts $10 in the slot machine, and says, "Do this for FDMG. We're gonna get this money." Do you really? It's just like the thing with the festival with the two wives. Did you really believe? Did you really believe that story too?
Some people could say that he's promoting unmonogamous relationships. Some people in our community might view that as deviant. That's
He believes
you
in
know.
Western civilization. That's on him. I don't believe in
I'm,
that, but he does. I'm
the
not in,
people don't
I'm
really.
not in the man's bedroom like that. I'm not in the man's
I'm saying
bedroom at all.
I'm saying people outside of even in Islam, nations that are outside of the GCC, the Gulf Cooperation Council, or Iran, nations such as that don't really act with polygamy like that, and that's even Islamic nations. So I could only imagine other other Christian
Wait.
nations don't have.
I want to get the full detail of what you just said.
Mhm.
Say that one more time.
I
One
said
more time.
nations outside of the Middle East, GCC, and Iran. A lot of those nations don't mess with polygamy like that. There's a reason I said
And
like that.
polygamy has something to do with more than two wives.
More than one wife.
I'm sorry. More than one wife. Um, that's kind of false. I mean, I don't know about the Middle East, but I do know I have a coworker who is from Ethiopia or somewhere around that, and they believe in more than just one wife. As a matter of fact, it's basically seven wives. Let me put that down. This is We-On-Loc Nation. Who the hell is there? Hello?
Peace. What's going on?
Peace.
What's
What's
up? What's up?
happening?
Nothing much. I just wanted to tap in.
All right. Yep. Thoughts, questions, inquiries?
No, well, I wanted to say, man, I'm still rocking with Dr. Umar. He crazy as hell, but that's still my guy.
I
You
mean,
heard it here.
he has his
You heard it
moments.
here.
He has his moments. He does
You
have
heard it
his
here.
moments. You know, he does have his moments, but sometimes you gotta laugh and keep from crying. You gotta laugh and keep from crying, and that's what he does. Because the what people don't talk about, or the people often talk about, is the destruction of our community. And I often bring it back to Willie Lynch. But people don't believe in Willie Lynch. They just often say he was fake. He was make it was a make believe story. But if you read that story, it pretty much, it's similar to what's going on today. And people don't like to talk about those types of things. Go ahead.
Well, you know. Well, no, I agree with you with that, and I just wanted to tap in because okay, I don't know if you get on Clubhouse, but I was on Clubhouse the other day, and I don't know if you're familiar with Harry Haywood. Uh,
The name rings
he
familiar.
was, yeah, he was a part of that. I guess you would say that 1920s, like Harlem black socialist, black socialist, black communist movement. Would you got what was it like the ABB? What's the other one? What's the other guy? He the one who introduced Garvey. Oh man, I can't think of his name.
You're gonna have to do.
Harry, not no. He was from the
You
Caribbean, but he was the one who introduced Garvey to Harlem. To like Weldon and A. Philip Randolph and kind of
Yep.
got Garvey started. And I can't think of his name. Hubert, Hubert something, Hubert Harrison or something like that. But anyway,
Yeah.
nonetheless, right? Nonetheless, right, and he, he was more, he had critiques of both the Negro integrationists and the black separatists.
Right.
And his thing was more, you know, as far as like the means of production is different type of thing. But I posed a question, because when you talk about Willie Lynch, that's all a part of slave culture, or the I guess you would say the mindset, the mindset that arose from life and having to build build a culture out of the reality of the plantation system of the antebellum.
Yes.
So if I was still regulating on certain, slave ideals, slave culture, the Willie Lynch being an example, how can I make precise or correct judgments based in regards to freedom, when the foundation, the actual mix, the batter, the 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 seasoning, the makings of the man is still based in the thinking that originated out of an antebellum Southern plantation. So if I'm carrying this Willie Lynch mindset, or if I'm carrying this slave culture, or if I'm carrying all of that, a culture based in a English racial order that was based on my own inferiority, how can I really make the right directions, the right how should I say, the right leadership correctly, if my mind is still caught up in that, if my culture is still caught up in some of them elements. And I was trying to pose the question, because see, a lot of people don't understand that, like with Willie Lynch, that's part of a bigger problem that needed to be fixed. And people don't really, not like, people don't acknowledge certain things you know about Black America, like the part of the culture was something that needed to be fixed, and needed to be fixed at the foundation of who we was as a people. Like, it was just certain things about slave culture that didn't work in a free world. What I'm saying? And people just don't want to, don't believe that to be the truth, but that was the truth. That's why I said, like when you talk about the Willie Lynch thing, that's why I was such a fan of, like Elijah Muhammad and Ben Ami, and like Booker T and
Dr.
these type of things.
Khalil Muhammad.
Yeah, right, because Elijah Muhammad, and if you read like Our Savior Has Arrived, the message to the black man, he taught that like that it wasn't all a thing of getting the white people to change how they looked and felt about us. That the black man had to change how he looked and felt about himself, and that we always was going to have to cultivate customs and traditions that was outside of slave culture, and outside that experience, to really be fit to continue as a free people. Because slave culture it doesn't work. So, but that's all I wanted to add. I just look at Dr. Umar. To bring it back to him, is that because, okay, before Dr. Umar went crazy, right? It's a good video of Dr. Umar on I forget the show. He was talking about public education. Like how one day they're going to shrink down. You have a liberal movement that wants to shrink government, right? And that the
Mhm.
Department of Education, that they're going to shrink that down, and then it's going to go back to states' rights. But he broke it down, like, man, he broke it down real good. And he was talking about how with the kids in the schools with the ADHD and this different type of thing, right? Now, to bring that back to the slave thinking, or the slave mind. Now, when
Mhm.
you got the Brown versus the Board of Education, right?
Yep.
And they always fed us that, oh, okay, that the Negro school was inferior. The segregated schools, that was just this terrible injustice. But then when you actually do the research on segregated schools, on what was it? It was what Booker T. Rosenbaum schools, Rosenbaum schools, where he built, what was that, 45 500 schools throughout the South.
Yep.
They don't give you the figures in regards to the literacy rate, the the actual the achievements of those schools in substandard building materials and with substandard materials. They don't tell you none of that. They don't tell you none of that history. How those schools was rooted in the church. It was rooted in what true traditional black culture was that worked. They don't tell you nothing about the literacy rate that was caught up. Nothing, and like I said, I come to find out that it's nothing uh criminal or unjustified about being able to shape the minds and the morals
Hmm.
of your own children based on your own cultural bottom lines. And you had schools that were linked with the church that were they'll tell you about a generation of teachers that you got. It's a lot of stuff that they tell you, but see that all goes back to slave culture because that was all about perceived superiorities
Hmm.
based on the foundation of how Black American culture was cultivated. So
Yeah,
but like I said, I won't talk you to death about it. I just wanted to tap in with that though.
that's good. That's good. That's good. That is very, very powerful. I just want to know what Ren has to say about all that, and then some.
About all, well, I want to make that, very practical, basically, addressing it, but not the whole, control plane, but more of like, put some actualization on it, right? In terms of what could we do that's pro-black? There's a
Go ahead.
pro-black social, there's a pro-black social audio app. How we can live it. It's by Isaac Hayes the third, and it's called Fan Base. It's been struggling for somewhat struggling to go a while. There was an update in Clubhouse. It was October of 2023 that didn't go so well. So it was a short exodus of a lot of people to fan base, but that kind of, dwindled out. So I think, Isaac Hayes is the third fan base could definitely, use our support and our using the platform and making rooms and maybe even investing because they're going to need it more than ever now with Chatter Social coming up. It threatens to be a rival to Clubhouse. So with the addition of what they're doing in TikTok or Twitter or whatnot, fan base could really use like all the help that they need. So maybe we talk about Umar, or since that can bring a lot of people. Maybe we could bring some people from the sector over there. Just any support, like there, you know, it wouldn't take much. Many people, probably a dozen people, could probably be very influential on that site. Like it's, you know,
Give it to me. Give it to me like this. What is this clubhouse specifically? Is it
oh,
like a
Clubhouse is.
yeah? Hmm.
Oh my God, I can't believe you. Okay, well maybe switch the audio. Clubhouse is a social audio app. Basically, you can join rooms and groups of people. And this Clubhouse, it came about during the pandemic. So it opened to the public at maybe 2021 or the late 2020s. Oops, there's some audio feedback. But yeah, that's what it's social audio room. You can join different groups and you can speak in different, rooms. And the updated October 2023, it kind of went to voice messaging, like recording snippets, a bunch of people in a snippet train, but they still have some rooms. That's what social audio is. That's what Clubhouse is, right?
Oh, isn't it sort of like what's that one app that I just signed on to? Starts with a D. I have to figure it out. But yeah. I mean, depending on what you talk about, and depending if it's serious, if it's logical in a sense, if it's not the same old, black man, black woman type of talk that we usually hear on here, then I'm all for it
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah. I mean, fam. Yeah, Yeah, Clubhouse tends to unfortunately embrace the gender war sometimes, or they, fight over LGBT issues. They can be kind of what's it called? An idiot savant when it comes to stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of serious
I think
dudes.
we've had enough. I think we've
Super.
had enough
I
of
say
this
like
gender
Hold
super
on,
war.
hold on, hold on,
liberal.
hold on. No, I said Clubhouse. I said there's a lot of solid revolutionary dudes on fan base. So it may
Mhm.
the numbers may be low, but there's a lot of very intelligent dudes like yourself, revolutionary, for the race and such. A lot of the bullshit is on Clubhouse.
Mm. I mean, like I said, I think we've had about enough of this whole gender war, this fake gender
No, no, no,
war.
that's Clubhouse. No, 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 dude, that's Clubhouse. That's not fan
I,
base.
I'm I'm just
Totally
speaking in
different.
general. I'm just speaking
You
in
speaking
general.
in general? Okay, okay, okay.
That we've about. I mean, this has had watered down to a stalemate, and but I guess when it comes to certain individuals that think that because they're not married to a to a black woman, let's just say, it kind of messes up them economically. And the only thing I can think of is, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is that you're only thinking about yourself because it benefits you. It doesn't benefit just the family, but it benefits you as a man, as a male. You're just having her just come along for the ride, and then everything that she needs, you have her at your disposal. So basically, when you had enough of her, you're just gonna put her back on the shelf. That's just mainly my opinion. I might be wrong. I might be wrong, but I've witnessed a lot of failed marriages in my years, um, due to stranger things with these red pill and manosphere Negroes. But I mean, again, hopefully it can get better. Hopefully, I mean, it doesn't go into 2025 because, like I said, it's very very dry at this moment. But you were
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to say something more?
Oh,
There you go ahead, Ren.
yeah, yeah. It's all about the small things. People talking about their extended family or, revenge on the white man and conquering the world, but they can't conquer a freaking app, in terms of fan base. And I mean, yeah, everything isn't perfect. Is there some, glitches or some sort? Is he working out the code? People didn't particularly like, Isaac Hayes the third when he was saying that we were shaming our mamas by not voting for Kamala Harris, a black woman. Yeah, whatever. That was that was a pretty weird
Oh
September, October.
wow.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, we can't. The election's over.
Yeah.
I think he learned from that. He's not gonna do that shit again.
Mm,
But like I put that out there because a lot of times black people will come for not support the other based on idiosyncrasy. But the people who utter the idiosyncrasies like that to the consumer, I think we can grow past that. Like nobody's perfect.
hmm. You want to say something, Morris? You want to say something, Morris?
Oh no, no, no. I was saying when was saying what he was saying. I was just saying, yeah, it's a lot of like, guess you would say like super liberal, like that super liberal, like 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 the black struggle should include transgenders. It should include what's all the gender type of people, like the transgender, the that's all they.
Mm,
You got a lot of way out people out there. That it should include all of that and all this all different type of. You got all different type of people that it really has went away from the traditional type of thing. Because okay,
yeah.
like I'll say like this, okay. Now me as somebody who okay, yeah, Dr. Umar is crazy as hell, but I rock with him. I at the end of the day, I agree with his points about hip hop. I rock with some of I rock with him. He's his voice is speaks to some of the things that I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, to me, if you're somebody that's like more into like I would say like Booker Tism, or you kind of like are somebody that more acknowledges like conservatism, or okay, maybe playerism, and what you call it, loose morals, or a lot of the things that my generation kind of did. One woman, a conservative sexual behavior,
You know what?
those type of things. Uh-huh.
I had to speak to that right after you're done, the sexual part, because I know Ren's gonna want to speak with this. I want to make it. I want to make it clear. We're gonna get everything out. We're gonna get everything out.
Hmm.
All right, but keep going. Keep going.
Well, I'm saying that okay, somebody that's what I said. Somebody who, again, like it's more on that. I guess you was say the black conservative thing. The Booker T. Washington, the Isaiah Thomas Montgomery, the Elijah Muhammad, the Brother Ben Ami. Those people who more so there was more so okay, less on politics. So less on politics, less on fist pumping. Still fighting, but less on that and more on principles, values, moral and cultural reforms. You know, the development of community and family, and strong, values, moral values that once, I guess you would say, dominated the black culture when the black culture was a lot more functional. That type of voice kind of is like, it's not celebrated. Like if you come with that, it's like that's not so. That's like somebody people gonna be like, oh no,
You know
that's
why?
Uncle Tom isn't all anti-black, blah blah blah. But I'm like, okay, if that's the truth, if that's the truth, right? If focusing on values, on morals, on conservative sexual behavior, on the
Mhm.
development of the home, which the home, according to the mess of Elijah Muhammad, taught he taught of certain things about the home, the importance of the home, the importance of morals and values, and that needing to be cultivated even away from what it was in the Black Southern culture. That you needed a lot of moral reforms, and it needed to be a lot more conservative even for that time. So I'm saying that, like, you have people that don't they want a more liberal type of thing, or they don't feel, so I think that's even, you're even a minority thinker within that, but that's all. I don't want to get too drawn off.
No, that sounds all great and everything, but when you have a majority of individuals doing shit show projects every day, and what I mean by shit shows, meaning that you just want to fuss and fight with the opposite gender, then it just, and everybody comes along and wants to know what is going on, and why are men arguing with women and women arguing with men about certain particular topics, and they like to basically play tag all day. I'm like, tag, yeah, yeah. You remember back then, I don't know if you have brothers and sisters, but you know how when you were the youngest and your older brother always got you in trouble, right? And then the tables had turned, and now you're getting your older brother in trouble. It's basically, you know, basically a tag you're it type of a thing. He said, she said, um, feel good moment, and it's getting more attention. All of this stuff. I mean, we're not talking about the basics because let's just face it, we can't read. We don't know how to read, and we don't want to read into things. We just look into stuff and look what we read in the tabloids, what we read on the news, and are more focused on what's going on in the elections and stuff like that. Who's going to win the election and how is it going to fatten our pockets, so to speak. Donald Trump is not going to fatten your pockets. He's just simply not. Kamala Harris, she's not going to do a thing for you anyway. So you're effed in that regard. However, if let's just throw Umar to the side. Let's just say it was Dr. Claude Anderson, right? That said that we need to organize as a people so we can be more competitive, which he has had said. We need to be more competitive with the outside world because we have no friends. We have nobody that's our allies, right? But that gets ignored because we don't trust our women. We need everyone that is us. And I don't know if that's a sexual thing. I don't know if it's a political thing. I don't know if it's a Umar thing. I don't know what it is. But we've had ample time to not only protest about these things, but we had the obligation to put our money where our mouth is. Like for the King Randall thing, for example. King Randall has his school in Atlanta. And you have other people of means have their own version of their schools. I'm not debunking or calling out or saying anything negative about those particular people because even Umar said that we don't have enough schools. We don't have enough banks. The particular banks that are in existence today are getting low traction. Very, very, very low traction. Even One United is getting very, very, very low traction. Why? I don't know. Because we often seek approval of white people, believe it or not. We often seek the approval, and the forgiveness of white folks. And somebody's got to put it in their face to say, we need to come back to reality. We need to fix our side of the fence. We need to start bringing in that money in and letting it rotate before we can help anybody else. But we don't have those particular conversations. Everybody thinks that Umar is saying something so raw. And they say, look at your situation. Now, for the whole Sukiana thing, since everybody wants to concentrate on Sukiana.
Hey, can I add real fast?
Sure.
Okay, like is this like okay, Dr. Claude Anderson?
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's people, even like the some of the like ADOS people and FBAs, and I'd be like, bro, Dr. Claude Anderson is only laying out to you what any smart community would do in regards to their, economic plight. Like a people of a 40 million plus population have to have institutions. You have to corner markets. You have to be a producer. You know what I mean? Like that's why I said that like people wonder why. Okay, where did the entrepreneurial culture that the black community once had? Entrepreneurship, the business ownership, a lot of the things that black business community wanted. Where did it go? And it's like, well, with social integration and all the liberal egalitarianism and this different type of thing, and you actually read like the Freedom Plan. I don't know if you ever read that about Bayard Rustin and Martin Luther King and A. Philip Randolph or Whitney Young Jr. That spells it out where that went. So that's why it's hard because it's like how you have people that don't like Claude Anderson. It's like how can you not like a person that's telling you like okay you have to be smart with your dollars. Like you can't continue to let foreign merchants and spend your money the way we spend money. It doesn't work. Like I don't know. I just be like puzzled why people don't like him. So or people speak against like controlling one's economic dollars or keeping one's economic dollars within their community or using their economic dollars to be producers and to actually create industry to even push the society in which you live around you forward. Like it just I don't know. I just wanted to add that though.
But why can't we do that? Why hasn't it been done?
Well, I mean, to me, well, no, I kind of think that really all of that to me was more so. I think with the civil rights thing, that with that brand, Solid Generation Civil Rights, because like I said, if you look at Booker T. Washington, that was about development economically and development morally and culturally. That northern socialist, northern intellectual, black intellectual type of thing was kind of taught that the American Negro can't toil upward through economics. You can't toil up through business. You can't toil up through economics. That's why all of that was about jobs and freedom. So it wasn't really about that's why the actual black business community didn't really want social integration. You know what I'm saying? Because it was certain things. So once it became about, because pretty much like say we could say that pretty much policy in the government built the black middle class. But really, if you think about it, you really would have been better off saying, okay, we rather develop. We rather just develop. Develop as a people. Develop our human capitalism. Push our children.
Not through slavery. If you would have said through slavery, that would have been an issue.
Well, I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm talking about later. I'm talking about okay. If I'm saying from the times of Booker T, I'm saying that went out the window. So with King and them, that foundation. If you go back, to Du Bois and them, that foundation. It wasn't about. It was about going to government programming, et cetera, to build oneself up. It wasn't about toiling upward through entrepreneurship and these different type of things. And then now you find yourself with all of that being rolled back, and you haven't developed those things, and it's been this thing of equality that now it's like, okay, that's not the culture anymore. Because if you tell again, like I go on Clubhouse all the time. And if you try to tell people, okay, we need to, as a community, we need to develop industry. Like we need to develop things, and everything can't be about a good job, and it just doesn't work. You have to be able to develop industry. You have to be involved in STEM. You have to be involved in corner markets. You have to go and deal with people international, like deal with people that have cheap labor in their countries and. You have to deal with all of that, but you got people that think that black people shouldn't be capitalists, or at the end of the day, white society provides us with a way of life and with jobs and with healthcare, with these different, so we don't have to worry about that. The corporation does that, and it's like, see, that doesn't work. That's why that culture doesn't really persist anymore among us, and it's not about like entrepreneurship and these different type of things anymore. You know what I'm saying? That's why Dr. Claude Anderson, somebody who's saying like, okay. development of business and
Mhm.
development of industry and being very shrewd and conservative with one's dollars and in the way in which you spend it falls on a blind eye because of a lot of what silent generation civil rights leadership steered the black culture, the direction it steered black culture into.
They'll learn. People will learn sooner than later. To throw their eggs into one basket. They will learn sooner than later that things aren't developed, if things aren't planned out and developed by your own people, um, you can't get mad at anybody other than yourself when things aren't, when you get sick and tired of going, spending your money on in places that, relatively don't like you around or don't want nowhere, they don't want you nowhere near their uh, community, and most of them don't, even though they come from their countries and they come over here and they strive and they thrive and and they're getting it necessarily through the government, but they are getting money. They are getting what they need in terms of making their community straight first, and then everybody else comes a distant second. We have an issue with just giving money to people. And I know there are certain people within the community that have botched that up, but you have to note and realize that you're going to have to go through somebody. You're going to have to communicate with somebody that is in lockstep, can be in lockstep with you in terms of community, economics, not social integration, not through social immigration. We've done all that, and look where it's landed us. We have ourselves to blame for what has happened in our community in the past decades, and it's going to get significantly worse because of the simple fact that this whole fake gender war has gotten out of hand. And that's even worse because you're going to need your sisters in the front lines with you. Just because they're smarter, it doesn't mean anything. Smarter don't build. Men build. Women are intelligent enough to get us where we need to be. And if you combine the two, then that means you have two smart minds all in one. But unfortunately, this has gotten out
But
of
do you
hand.
think that will end? Not to
It
cut
better.
you off.
It better. It's certainly better. Otherwise, then we're a whole tire failure, and all of this is going to just pass us by. I mean, think about it. We There's a reason why there are more light skinned people, and I ain't getting on light skinned people because they're African anyway. But there is a reason why our skin, our dark skin, African skin has faded because of interracial relationships, interracial couples. Like I said, even though they're even one drop of black, you're considered African. That's what they say. But the original black man and black woman are being ignored and they're being faded out into the existence because of this fake agenda that is often being preached throughout the YouTube sphere. And it's seeping out into the real world. Now, I'm telling you, it better come to a cease. It better come to a halt. And people better start realizing how serious this is and how dangerous it is to continue this whole gender war and the whole patriarchy thing that's gone. We better start treating our women with respect. We better start treating our women with dignity, and vice versa. And we better start showing, just like the Egyptians did back in them times when they took back their country. We better start taking back ours. Slowly but surely. I don't care if there's 4. I don't care if there's 40. I don't care if there's 400. You're not going to be able to take everybody with you because they don't believe what you believe, because they're stuck in toxicity in America. I believe it's time to start working with our brothers and sisters in Africa. I believe when they're over here. I believe it's time to start working with our Haitian brothers and sisters. I believe it's time to start working with our Jamaican brothers and sisters, those who are in lockstep with us. But here's the thing: you got FBA and you got ADOS, two cult industries who mainly separate themselves from Pan-African. And we don't separate ourselves from nobody. Nobody at all. It's either us or none at all. And this is where we should listen a little bit more to the message of what Dr. Umar speaks. And even if you hate him, even if you dislike him, listen to the message. And it's like what Eddie Griffin says. It doesn't matter if Jesus spoke the message or Muhammad spoke the message. Who gives a damn who spoke the message? Did you listen to the message? And did you go about not only listening to what was said, but did you act on what was stated? Very few have done so. Very, very few. I mean, we're all stuck with money and economics because, this inflation and everything, and I can understand all that. But there's nothing wrong with sending $5 here, $10 there. There's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with making a little bit of sacrifice. There's nothing wrong with making just a little bit of sacrifice, because guess what? The Jordans that are on your feet lose value. The clothes that are on your back, they lose value. There's nothing wrong with going to freaking Value City or Sears or somewhere cheap to get your clothes. If you want to be treated as equals or competitors, if you want to be treated as such, if you want to stop being treated like animals, if you want to stop being hunted down, if you want to stop with all these white folks keep stealing our identity and using it as if it was theirs, you will make it your priority to build or rebuild your communities from the ground up. That would be your job. And if it's not in you to build, you are going to use your money to help these brothers build. If you're not going to help build, if you're not going to help contribute with your money, if you're not going to help contribute with your time, you need to leave. If you're not going to be with a black woman, if you're not going to build with that black woman, you need to leave. White folks don't want you. Asians definitely don't want you. They despise you, especially in their home country. They just get along here because it's America. But there in China, where Umar has been, he has told the absolute truth of how China in certain areas despise black people. Well, it's not just black people, it's a whole entire race of people. Right? All I'm saying is just listen and see if it doesn't resonate. See if it doesn't resonate with you. If it don't resonate with you, then don't even listen. Don't even listen. But I'm getting sick and tired of the whole, what he does, and why don't he do this, and why don't he do that? Why don't he stop doing this? Why don't he stop hugging sisters every time he takes a photo out? That's just what he does. They take pictures with him. He often, you don't have to take it. You know what I mean? He offers to take pictures with females. What's wrong with that? He lives a life of whatever. Go ahead and give your opinions on let's start with Sukihana. What do you think about the whole Sukihana thing?
Well, this is where I kind of would stray away from Dr. Umar with that, is because, okay, now with Sukihana, right? Because, okay, like I would say I have similar beliefs with Dr. Umar and the interracial dating thing, the black family thing, right? I agree with him. But again, when you go and deal with like the Sukihana or the what's the word? I would say that that's something that, okay, if I did deal with you in that way, it would be behind closed doors, and it wouldn't be until you transition into a respectable woman. Meaning that, okay, I've been here counseling you, I've been here teaching you, I've been trying to rehabilitate you, and into a respectable woman and with a respectable image and a respectable message. But see, when you go and you like deal with a Sukihana, but then you're pro certain things, it ends up being a conflicting. You know what I mean? It ends up being conflicting because it's like, well, dang, like, okay, how he standing for this, but then when you look at Sukihana, she twerking on, and she's, talking about she need her private scratched in London. So that's why I said that's a bad photo. That's just a bad
I get
a
it.
bad optic. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's his business, but at the end of the day, I look like this. Dr. Umar, to me, is I'll say one of the last. Like, he might not be as like maybe as strong as like as a Malcolm or a Dr. Khalid. He might not have that type of clout, but I'm saying he's like the last. I'm trying to think, as far as like mainstream voice that you really have that is somewhat sensible. You know what I'm saying? Because like if you think about like a Charleston White, somebody that might talk, but then half of it is crazy and street, and I'm saying, like, as far as Dr. Umar, you have really one of the last voices of people that's out there that has who really has an actual mainstream intelligence, about himself,
Mm-hmm.
that's really kind of like pushing that message. So it's like when you go and you deal with a Sukihana, it's like, see, you souring your brand because she doesn't, she doesn't represent decency. She doesn't represent.
Okay, brother. Well, let me. I get it. I totally get it, and I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. But here's the thing I will say. I looked at Sukihana the first time she started speaking his name, and I said, "This is not gonna go well." And I guess whatever talk they had, and of course, ignorant people from everywhere, they started saying, he smashed with Sukihana, and even with the thing with the fat girl that came up on stage and threw the book bag, which I thought it was a bomb at first, but apparently everything went okay there. But she started screaming bloody murder or whatever. I say it. He needs to be careful of who he puts around him, because he already had that issue with the stripper, and people are not letting that go. The quote unquote conscious stripper. You remember that, right? The quote unquote conscious stripper. I mean, he needs to be careful. Um, there's a sucker that's born every single day, and I had to look at that situation. I had to go, that's not a good look. I mean, she's never going to change. I mean, even though she got out of her deal, whatever record company she was signed on to, she's still hoeing. She just signed a 7-figure deal with Hustler. So she's gonna still put out that product. You know what I mean? And of course, he know, and Umar knows that. He's not dumb. He knows that, yeah, that she's never gonna change, because she's in that Hollywood phase and she needs that money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's good to get your money, get your paper, boo boo, but you can't be with somebody with like a Dr. Umar, even though you both of you are in Wilmington, Delaware right now. But it will be I would see, and she's done this multiple times. I see her giving back, but how you go about things, that's not good, especially when you're dealing with children, and that's what Dr. Umar deals with. Children. Am I right or am I wrong? Morris, you got the floor.
No. You right. You 100% right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you 100% right. Yeah, he like I said, your foundation, your program is for, for like I said, for black boys, for black children. So yeah, like that, dealing with that when I would, if I was his advisor, I would have told him, nah, you only deal with somebody like that. Cause see, I didn't even know about the deal with Hustler. I didn't even, I don't follow her like that, but I didn't even know about nothing like that. She did something like that. But again,
Yeah.
you only go and deal with a situation like that when that person is reformed, and you can say, well, look how I reformed this person into something respectable for young girls to be able to look up to and draw inspiration from. But to go and deal with that, nah, like I say, even with the conscious stripper thing. Now I didn't really get into because I can't. That was some years ago. That was what, about 10 years ago, 13 years ago.
Yeah,
That
somewhere
was
around there.
that was what. Yeah, that was. But I didn't really. I never really understood the
He
dynamic
told
with that.
he told that story. Um, what basically was, wolf in sheep's clothing type of person. That's all. A wolf in sheep's
Right,
clothing.
right, okay,
So ain't no
right.
need to explaining the rest. So, but and plus he's single. So, like I said, I don't give a damn what he does in his spare time in the back. Listen, I'm not Lennon Anna. I don't focus on what he does in the bedroom. I don't care. I really don't care. But as long as he's focusing on school and he's getting this and he's finishing the project, then he can. Pretty soon as this school opens up, bro, I guarantee you he's going to have all of his so-called followers that exited out. They're going to want to come back in, and he's not going to let them back in. He's not going to let them back in. So
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you with them all, you with them all the way, or you're not at all. And I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. I mean, yeah.
he's pretty much almost done at this point. It's just the certificate of occupancy. I don't know how difficult that's gonna be. I mean, I don't open those. I never opened a school before, and I don't know how crazy that's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be. Not everything is easy. Not everything is going to be easy. It's just like, what he did before when he first required the school. None of it was easy at all. Um, he's been
Well,
vandalized.
if I could cut you off real fast, not to cut you off. Okay, and Dr. Umar, he was on Laura Jamar's show. Did you see that interview?
Yep.
And he said a powerful thing on that. He said that the black community isn't used to like having to build things from scratch. Like how at one period of time, like you had your I went well, you like your Philip Payton Juniors or those different people. What was that like uh
Hmm.
Tulsa and Bayou, Oklahoma, and them different towns where black people had to like build from scratch. So a lot of times, and again, I think that maybe Dr. Umar, because I understand where he coming from, where he kind of more so want to do things his own way, but you do need help. You know what I mean? Like you do need, because all of that on one person, the logistics,
Hmm.
uh, renovations,
Hmm.
um, like you said, the burglaries, the vandalism, that's a lot for
The
one person.
robbery, the robberies.
All of that.
Not- Let's not forget that. And he has had help in the past. He has had someone help him, and they took advantage of him. Seriously. I mean, he's confronted me back in the day. This was damn near 6 7 years ago, where somebody that he hired literally took his kindness for weakness and ended up calling the cops. So he's very, very skeptical on who he lets in his circle. Very, very skeptical, and I see that. I've seen that. I've interviewed him twice. Um, he is very, very. I'm just going to say this, and then I got to get. He's very, very focused on the mission of completing the mission. And if I did not believe that he was that serious, I would have never, ever, ever paid this much attention to him at all. But there was something in him that in me that stated this guy is the one. I mean, he may not be perfect, but it's close to what we have now. I mean, Al Sharpton, is that somebody that tickles your funny bone? Roland Martin, is that somebody that tickles your funny? I mean, Dr. Claude Anderson's retired.
Mhm.
He's retired. He's done. He's through. That's all we have.
Oh, he
Barack,
retired.
yes, he's done.
Oh, okay, I know that.
He is done. He's came out with 5 or 6 books. Was the owner of a fish company. I mean, he was a what was he? One of those politic type people for many many years. He's done. He served his purpose. So why can't we serve ours? Yo, Mr. Morris, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to go ahead and sub to the channel. And if you have one, I'll sub to you. And I want you to like, share, subscribe. And if you have not done so, people, please become a member of the We-On-Loc Nation channel. We want to continue having talks like this. This is the absolute best show I've ever had. The best show I've ever had. Thank you, guys. Thank you. But I had to be with my family. They want to celebrate this Christmas, I guess. I'm not into pagan holidays, but this is for my kids. But you got any last words, my brother? And we gonna head on out.
Oh no, man! Just have a happy holiday, man, and peace to you and
Yes,
your
sir.
family. And y'all, you know, be very
Same with
enjoyable to you and your family. Oh yeah, most definitely, most definitely.
you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You be careful out there. All right. This has been the best mini purge I ever had. Like I say, go to if you would like to check out Auntie's the real purge, and I guess I'll be seeing you next week. Peace and love.